In modern music, true anomalies are rare. Every so often, an artist emerges who doesn't just entertain, but completely shatters our understanding of what the human body is capable of. Dimash Qudaibergen is one of those once-in-a-generation anomalies. Hailing from the windswept steppes of Kazakhstan, he has built a fiercely loyal global empire, moving millions to tears with a single resonant note. Yet, alongside the awe comes a glaring paradox. While he regularly sells out massive arenas from London to New York, the mainstream Western music machine has largely kept him at arm's length. This isn't just a story about a spectacular singer. It is a story about the clash between uncompromising cultural pride and the rigid, fast-paced machinery of Western pop. Here is a tribute to the phenomenon of Dimash, and a deep dive into why his greatest strengths, his boundless genre and his unwavering devotion to his homeland, are the exact reasons he defies the traditional Western mold. To hear Dimash Qudaibergen sing for the first time is to experience a shift in gravity. It is a moment of pure, transcendent realization that the human voice can bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine. With a vocal range spanning over 6 octaves, Dimash doesn't just sing. He paints with sound, effortlessly gliding from a resonant guttural bass to a crystalline whistle tone that seems to pierce the heavens. For millions of his devoted fans, affectionately known as the Dears, he is not merely a pop star. He is a cultural explorer, a bridge between civilizations, and a once-in-a-generation talent who translates pure, unfiltered emotion. When he stands on stage, he doesn't just perform a song, he takes the audience on a spiritual odyssey. But this exact brilliance leads to a question so many of his fans rightfully ask: why hasn't the mainstream Western music industry fully embraced him? Is it his genre? Is it because he champions his homeland? The answer is a complex mix of rigid industry mechanics, cultural differences, and Dimash's own unapologetic authenticity. The genre without a cage. To understand the disconnect with the West, we first have to look at the genre. Mainstream Western pop, particularly in the US, thrives on a very specific formula, the 2.5 to -3 minute track. It favors repetitive hooks, steady beats, and easily categorizable genres that fit neatly into curated Spotify playlists, like trap, synth pop, or indie folk. Dimash's music is the exact opposite. He is university trained in both classical and contemporary music, allowing him to fuse operatic grandeur with pop rock and traditional folk. His tracks are sprawling, cinematic epics. A single song might take the listener on a 6-minute emotional roller coaster, building from a delicate whisper to an earth-shattering crescendo. The Western music industry often doesn't know how to market classical crossover or operatic pop outside of niche theater venues, PBS specials, or reality TV competitions. Furthermore, Dimash has openly stated that for him, musical classification is a cage. He refuses to be boxed into a single, easily marketable genre, which makes corporate record executives who rely on predictable products hesitant. The language and cultural barrier. Is the West hesitant because he promotes Kazakhstan and the Kazakh language? In a way, yes, but not out of malice. Rather, it is born out of industry insularity. The Anglo-centric machine, historically. The US mainstream radio is notoriously impenetrable for artists who don't sing in English. While Latin pop and K-pop have made historic breakthroughs recently, they did so by adapting heavily to Western pop structures and investing billions into localized PR machines. Unapologetic authenticity, Dimash refuses to dilute his heritage to become a standard American pop star. He sings in Kazakh, Russian, Mandarin, French, and English, but his heart remains firmly planted in the Kazakh steppe. He views his music as a cultural code, frequently incorporating the traditional dombra into his sets. Instead of conforming to the West, he requires the West to come to him. Because of this, thousands of fans globally are now learning the Kazakh language just to understand his lyrics. The PR disconnect, the Western celebrity ecosystem thrives on constant viral moments, reality TV drama, and aggressive marketing. Dimash operates largely through his independent family-run management. He leads a private, culturally respectful lifestyle that completely bypasses Western tabloid culture, meaning he doesn't play the fame game the way Western media expects. An empire built outside the machine. Ultimately, the lack of mainstream top 40 radio play in the West is not a failure of Dimash's talent, nor is it a deliberate boycott. It is simply a mismatch of philosophies. The Western industry sells a packaged, quick-hit product. Dimash delivers a sprawling, spiritual art form. But here is the most heartwarming truth: he doesn't need the Western mainstream. Dimash has proven that an artist can build a global empire without compromising their roots. He sells out massive arenas from London's Wembley to New York's Barclays Center, filling seats with fans from over 60 different countries who will fly across the globe just to hear him breathe life into a microphone. He has completely dismantled the idea that an artist needs a major US record label to be a global icon. When Dimash sings, linguistic barriers vanish. He proves that if you sing with enough soul, you don't need to sing in English for the world to understand you. He is rewriting the rules of global stardom, reminding us all that true art isn't about fitting into a box. It's about shattering it entirely.